Okay, this is something you want to talk about over breakfast, right? There are a lot of different ways you can cheat. You can cheat with an affair that you have physically, you can cheat emotionally, and apparently you can cheat financially. About 1/3 of Americans with a significant other say they have committed financial infidelity. According to a new poll from creditcards.com, among couples who are married in a civil partnership or are living together, 25%, 1 out of 4, say they have credit cards, checking accounts, or savings accounts that their partners don't know about. 15% say they spend more than their partners would approve of, and 9% say they have secret debt. Ooh. Creditcards.com senior industry analyst Ted Rossman joins me now to talk about this. Is this the dirtiest little secret that people don't want to talk about?
It's definitely a big deal for a lot of people. In fact, 42% say that physical cheating and financial cheating are equally bad. 11% say that financial cheating is actually worse. This is a big deal for a lot of people.
Wait, hold on. Because we had a little debate about this in the hair and makeup area. Okay, so you're saying that there is a good chunk of people who consider it worse to cheat with money than to actually go out and sleep around. I'm trying to be PG here.
That's right. You know, I think it shows just how personal money is for a lot of people. And this is something that, as you said, about 1/3 of people who are currently married or in a partnership are keeping these kind of secrets. And it really hurts. And I think that communication is really the key here. We need to be better about talking about money and just being forthcoming about these details, because it's hard enough to meet your financial goals when you're on the same page. And it's almost impossible if somebody is squirreling money away or just doing their own thing on the side.
And I actually have some polling data here. Apparently, it depends on what generation you're from, but money has always been one of the top 3 things that couples argue about, right? But the poll mentioned shows that keeping money a secret from partners is higher among Gen Z and millennials. 61% of Gen Z and 48%, nearly half of millennials, say they have not been financially honest. Why?
I think some of it is that these relationships are in their earlier stages, but I also think it goes deeper than that. I think especially among young adults, they want more independence over their money. You know, they're getting married later, more likely to be in 2-income households. I think a lot of people think, well, hey, I work hard for my money. I should be able to do whatever I want. And then we also have the fact that a lot of young adults grew up with divorced parents, and they remember what happened when mom and dad split up, and maybe they keep their own secret pot of money in case the relationship doesn't work out. Mm-hmm. Obviously, I think that's a bad idea. You know, I think we need to be better about talking about money. I think yours, mine, and ours can work. And in fact, most couples have some separate money. The key, though, is you have to acknowledge it. So if you and your spouse each say, hey, we're going to get a certain dollar amount or a certain percentage of every paycheck, that's ours, no questions asked, I think that's totally fine. You need to agree upon the parameters, though. You can't have somebody just doing their own thing and keeping money secret.
You know what, Ted? I just feel like you gave us all like a marriage counseling session in addition to a credit.com or creditcard.com session. Thank you so much for being with us. I think it's definitely something you have to talk about as long as you're on the same page, but everybody has their own idea of what that page should be. Thank you again for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to click on the red subscribe button below so you can get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.